Hey friends, it's Alex. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my September book haul. In September I got 11 books, so I'll go through them now with you. So the first book I picked up in September is Illborn by Daniel T. Jackson. This is a fantasy book I see loads on Twitter. And so I decided to pick it up, and I think it actually arrived on my birthday as well, which was a pretty cool little birthday present to myself. It is chunky, but I've heard it's very quick and easy to read, so I am intrigued. I have so many chunky fantasy books on my TBR though, so I don't know when I'm going to get to this. But yeah, I've heard good things. I've heard it's like a good fun read. I'm intrigued. Hopefully I enjoy it. I will read you the synopsis. I always feel a bit like apprehensive, I guess, about reading fantasy synopses because sometimes they have words that I cannot pronounce. Long ago, the Lord Adul emerged from the deserts of the Holy Land, possessed with divine powers. He used these to forcibly unite the peoples of Angol before his ascension to heaven. Over 800 years later, in a medieval world which is threatened by war and religious persecution, 4 young men and women begin to develop supernatural abilities. These forbidden and secret powers will shatter the lives that they have known and will force each of them to confront the mystery of the ethereal gate which haunts their dreams. What does the dream mean, and how is it connected to their, I don't know how to say this word, burgeoning abilities? I don't know how to say that word. As they experience conflict, love, lust and betrayal in lands which are being overtaken by war, they must try to stay ahead of and to survive the sinister forces which are now pursuing them, for they are being hunted. So it sounds like the kind of fantasy I love. It's a medieval fantasy, which is my thing. So yeah, I'm intrigued to give it a try. So the second book I got in September was a birthday present from my friends Beth and B. And that is What You Are Looking For Is in the Library by Michiko Aoyama. And this just looks and sounds freaking adorable. I cannot wait to get to this. So the synopsis for this one says, "What are you looking for?" So asks Tokyo's most enigmatic librarian. For Sayuri Komachi is able to sense exactly what each visitor to her library is searching for and provide just the book recommendation to help them find it. A restless retail assistant looks to gain new skills. A mother tries to overcome demotion at work after maternity leave. A conscientious accountant yearns to open an antique store. A recently retired salaryman searches for newfound purpose. In Komachi's unique book recommendation, they will find just what they need to achieve their dreams. And I just absolutely love the sound of this. It just sounds so sweet and charming, and it has a cat on the cover. I cannot wait to get to this. Next up is a couple of sequels, so I probably won't read, well, I definitely won't read the synopses to you because I will spoil myself. Never mind you, because I haven't started the series either. But first of all, I got He Who Drowned the World by Shelley Parker Chan. This is the Illumicrate edition. Freaking stunning. Like, I am obsessed with those edges. It's like an ombre. They did the same with the first one as well, and I knew I had to get this matching edition. I believe this is only a duology, so now I have the full series. I can definitely pick this up soon, which I really, really want to. I also got my pre-order from Goldsboro of The Pattern of the World by J.T. Greathouse. I read the first book in this series earlier this year. Really, really enjoyed it. So I'm glad to have the final one. This is a trilogy, so I still have the next book and then this book to read. I would like to try and carry on with the series this year, but we will see. But I now have the whole thing, the whole series, so I can crack on. Next up I have a couple of books I picked up for myself. Just went to Waterstones one day and felt like buying some books. The first one I saw, as soon as I saw it I knew I had to get it. I was like, that sounds like exactly my thing. That is Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagasawa, which again just sounds so lovely. So hidden in Jimbocho, Tokyo is a book lover's paradise. On a quiet corner in an old wooden building lies a shop filled with hundreds of second-hand books. 25-year-old Takako has never liked reading, although the Morisaki bookshop has been in her family for 3 generations. It is the pride and joy of her uncle Satoru, who has devoted his life to the bookshop since his wife Momoko left him 5 years earlier. When Takako's boyfriend reveals he's marrying someone else, she reluctantly accepts her eccentric uncle's offer to live rent-free in the tiny room above the shop. Hoping to nurse her broken heart in peace, Takako is surprised to encounter new worlds within the stacks of books lining the Morisaki bookshop. As summer fades to autumn, Satoru and Takako discover they have more in common than they first thought. The Morisaki bookshop has something to teach them both about life, love, and the healing power of books. And I just love books and books about cute little second-hand bookshops, and I'm so excited for this. And again, it has a cat on the cover. Books about bookshops where there's like bookshops or books and then a cat on the cover as well, like I'm almost definitely guaranteed to buy that, like this. And then on that same day I picked up Venomous Lumpsucker by Ned Bowman, which is the winner of the Arthur C. Clarke Award apparently. I just picked it up because I like the title, Venomous Lumpsucker. It does sound interesting though. I am intrigued to give it a go. So the venomous lumpsucker is the most intelligent fish on the planet, or maybe it was the most intelligent fish on the planet because it might have just gone extinct. Nobody knows, and nobody really cares either, except for 2 people. Mining executive Mark Halyard has a prison cell waiting for him if that fish is gone for good, and biologist Karen Raysaint needs it for her own darker purposes. They don't trust each other an inch, but they're left with no choice but to team up in search of the lumpsucker. And as they journey across the strange landscapes of near-future Europe, a nature reserve full of toxic waste, a floating city on the Baltic Sea, the lethal hinterlands of a totalitarian state, they're drawn into a conspiracy far bigger than one ugly little fish. And I just think that sounds both kind of weird and funny and also really interesting. So I picked that up. I'm excited to give it a go. It's not too long. I think it's just under 300 pages, so yeah, really interested. So the next book I got was another birthday present, this one from my brother, and that is Kim Jae-young, born 1982, by Cho Nam-jo, which just sounds really interesting. I'm very keen to check this one out. Again, it's really short, and I've heard good things about it. I feel like everyone was reading it a while ago, so I'm like late to the party, but I'm still keen to give it a go. So Kim Jae-young, born 1982, is the South Korean sensation that has got the whole world talking. The life story of one young woman born at the end of the 20th century raises questions about endemic misogyny and institutional oppression that are relevant to us all. Riveting, original and uncompromising, this is the most important book to have emerged from South Korea since Han Kang's The Vegetarian, which I have not read and I've heard interesting things about. Intrigued to pick this one up soon, hopefully. Next up I got these absolutely gorgeous Fairy Loot editions of the Poison Study series, or the Study series I think it's called. These are so stunning. This was like one of my favourite series when I was younger. I need to reread it. I haven't reread it in ages, but I was like obsessed with this. So when Fairy Loot announced these editions, I knew I had to have them. And then they kept getting delayed, but I finally got them. So this is Poison Study. This is beautiful purple spine, and then it's got nice sprayed edges. And then the end papers are gorgeous. And then under the dust jacket it has this like very shiny character art. There we go. Oh, these editions are so stunning. It's one of those series where I'm kind of scared to reread it in case I don't love it as much as I did. But at the same time I do kind of want to reread it because I remember loving it so much. Like I was obsessed with this book. So yeah, I definitely had to get these, and even if I reread it and I don't end up loving it as much as I did, I think I will probably never let these go because they're stunning, and I do have very good memories of this series from back then, even if it's not what I'm into anymore. But I think it should be. I have a dragon in the way there, so I can't put books there. This is the second book. This is Magic Study, which is blue. It's got this snake on it. End papers and then shiny character art. Oh, these are so stunning. And then Fire Study, which is red. I don't know why I'm telling you the colours. Skulls, and then the character art again. Gorgeous. So Poison Study basically follows Yelena, who is, it's been a long time since I read it, but I'm pretty sure she's like in prison for something at the start of the first book, and instead of being executed, I think she gets offered the opportunity to become the poison taster for the leader of wherever she lives. So like she tastes all this food to see if it's poisoned. And then the last book I picked up in September is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I've been meaning to pick this one up for ages. I've heard it's a really adorable, cozy fantasy along the sort of same, or in the same sort of cozy vein, I guess, as House in the Cerulean Sea, which is one of my favourite books. So I've been keen to read this one for ages. I don't really know a lot about what it's about. All I know is that it's cozy fantasy. That was all I needed to know. I was like, yeah, sign me up. And the synopsis for this one says, Mika Moon follows 3 rules. Hide your magic, keep your head down, and stay away from other witches. Mika is good at being alone, and she doesn't mind it, mostly. But when she is invited to teach 3 young witches at the mysterious Nowhere House, Mika jumps at the chance for a different life. As she comes to care for its quirky inhabitants, and Jamie, the handsome but prickly librarian, belonging somewhere feels like a real possibility. But magic isn't the only danger in the world. Is it worth risking everything to protect the found family Mika didn't know she was looking for? So that sounds really nice. And there's a librarian in it, which means there's a library. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this one soon. Again, I have so many books, I want to read them all soon, so I don't know. Soon is relative, but hopefully soon. So there we go. These ones, plus the, there we go, the Magic Study set there. This is what I hold in September. I've not done quite so well at actually reading what I hold, but hopefully I'll read some of them soon. Overall this year I've done alright, but not with this month or last month. So yeah, that's all I hold. Let me know if you've read any of those books, what you thought of them, which ones you think I should prioritise. I'm going to try and have smaller book hauls from now on because I want to save money. I've recently passed my driving test, which I'm very happy about, but now I need to save money for a car. So I'm going to try and have smaller book hauls. I'm going to try and control my book buying better. But I'm definitely still going to have book hauls because I can't not buy books at all. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in my next one, which hopefully won't be a really long time away again. Bye!